Good evening. On this night of history made in America, for the first time ever, a president has been impeached twice. 1 week to the day after that deadly assault on the Capitol, the House has impeached President Trump. The charge, incitement of insurrection. 10 Republicans joining the Democrats today. President Trump issuing a statement just moments ago saying no true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence. No true supporter of mine could ever threaten or harass their fellow Americans. Again tonight, trying to distance himself from the supporters he urged to march to the Capitol 1 week ago. Speaker Nancy Pelosi today calling the president a, quote, clear and present danger, saying the House has a sacred obligation to stand for the truth against the lies of what she said is a desperate president who feels his power slipping away. Those 10 Republicans breaking with the president, what one congressman said here in a moment, applause from Democrats in the room. And the Republican leader in the House, Kevin McCarthy, saying today the president bears responsibility after the assault of the Capitol, but saying he did not support impeachment on this timeline. It all comes 1 week to the day, as I mentioned, after the riots. The number 3 Republican in the House, Liz Cheney, saying overnight that the president summoned the mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame, saying there has never been a greater betrayal by a president of the United States. And tonight, with just 1 week until the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden outside the Capitol this evening, a massive show of force. We have new reporting here on threats as we near the inauguration, and we ask what happens next with the Senate trial. The statement from Majority Leader Mitch McConnell tonight, could it begin on Inauguration Day? We have it all covered for you, and Mary Bruce leads us off.
1 week to the day after a violent mob of President Trump's supporters stormed the Capitol, Congress tonight impeached the man who sent them there, charging the president with incitement of insurrection.
He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love.
Members of Congress recounting the harrowing hours of the siege.
They searched the halls of this building for the vice president, who they came to hang for treason. They overran the office of the speaker, who they came to assassinate. They sought above all else to seize control of our government in the name of Donald Trump.
Freshman Representative Cori Bush imploring her colleagues to take a stand against the racism that was on full display.
We have a mandate to legislate in defense of Black lives. The first step in that process is to root out white supremacy, starting with impeaching the white supremacist in chief.
Democrats challenging their Republican colleagues to think beyond politics, urging them to do the right thing.
Reflect on your legacy. My friends, which way is history flowing right now? Will Donald Trump join the pantheon of Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Reagan? Or will his 33% approval ratings and the condemnation of principled Republicans consign him to the heap of reviled demagogues with Joseph McCarthy and Andrew Johnson? Where he goes in history, you go in history.
Just over a year ago, no Republicans voted to impeach the president, but tonight 10 did.
Last week there was a domestic threat at the door of the Capitol, and he did nothing to stop it. That is why, with a heavy heart and clear resolve, I will vote yes on these articles of impeachment.
Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the third highest Republican in the House, gave her colleagues cover, unequivocally backing impeachment in advance, saying there has never been a greater betrayal by a president of the United States. Few Republicans were willing to defend Trump's actions, instead going after the idea of impeaching on this timetable with so few days left in the Trump presidency, calling it a snap impeachment. Many who just last week voted to overturn the election now say it's time to heal.
After the traumatic events of last week, the majority should be taking steps to unite us. Instead, they are only dividing us further.
Democrats outraged.
A police officer was killed. And what I hear is time to heal. He's not even buried yet.
One notable standout, Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, one of Trump's most loyal supporters. He argued it would be wrong to impeach a president whose time is almost up. But he also issued his harshest criticism yet for the president who has shown no remorse and taken no responsibility for inciting the insurrection.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding. These facts require immediate action by President Trump. Accept his share of responsibility. Quell the brewing unrest.
Shortly after McCarthy's speech, the president released a statement which was read on the House floor.
I urge that there must be no violence, no lawbreaking, no vandalism of any kind. This is not what I stand for. This is not what America stands for. I call on all Americans to help ease tensions and calm down. Just put out that statement by the President of the United States.
But it was too little, too late. Donald Trump will now go down in history as the only American president to be impeached twice. The president speaking just moments ago, not mentioning impeachment.
No true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence. No true supporter of mine could ever disrespect law enforcement or our great American flag. No true supporter of mine could ever threaten or harass their fellow Americans. If you do any of these things, you are not supporting our movement, you are attacking it, and you are attacking our country.
The president and that video just moments ago. Let's get right to Mary, who's back up on the Hill tonight. She was on the air with us all day today during this debate and then the vote, the impeachment of President Trump for a second time now. And Mary, we know President-elect Joe Biden will be sworn in 1 week from today, and that sometime after that, perhaps even later that day, the Senate trial of Donald Trump will begin.
David, the soonest a trial could begin would be January 20th, Inauguration Day. Now, as for whether they will have the votes to convict, we know Republican leader Mitch McConnell thinks President Trump committed an impeachable offense. But today he told his members that he has yet to make a final decision on how he will vote. But, David, that means that the Republican leader is open to possibly convicting President Trump. David.
All right, much more to come on this front. Mary Bruce leading us off tonight. Mary.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.